All right, so now we're on to step 2, deuce 2. All right, so this is a weird step. Came to believe in a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity, because we're nuts, kinda. So look at step 2. You know, all I got out of step 2 on my experience was with my power that I was using, I ended up as a 42-year-old man with a black trash bag. And I could agree with my sponsor that if I wanted more than a black trash bag in my life, that I needed a higher power, or another power, because the one that I was operating on was failure. I agree that I need something else to run on. And a little short thing about reflecting on my power, I can remember one time where I was using again. You know, I'd gotten out of a rehab, I'd gotten out of prison, and then I was using again, and I thought I was regaining control, and I was going to college, and I was drinking a little bit, partying a little bit. I was doing really good. I was getting good grades. And then it started getting past that invisible line where I was blowing it again. And I was getting strung out, and I'm missing classes, and things are going really bad. I'd called my brother, and I'd told him, I'm blowing it. I need help. I'm missing school. I'm going to go back to prison. Everything's getting bad. I need help. So I drove all the way out to my brother's house. I got there, he was waiting outside for me. I pulled up and I'm in tears. I'm crying. I gave him all my drugs. I gave him all my everything. I gave him all my money. I gave the keys to my car. I gave him everything. And I told him I'm gonna go through a little withdrawal, but I'm gonna get through this. And thank you for being there with me. It's gonna be rough, but I am so done. I never wanna drink and I never wanna use ever again. I'm done. And I felt in that moment, and I'm like, this is what the bottom feels like. And he said, okay, come in, Dan. It's going to be good. We're going to help. And awesome. And I was so relieved that I was done. And that was at 3 o'clock that day. At 9 o'clock, I think I overreacted. I don't know why I came out here. Why did I tell him all that stuff? Like, I'm not done. And so I waited for him to go to sleep so that I could leave, and I'm looking for the keys to my car, and I can't find it. And I borrowed his car, and I went out to LA, and I picked up, and I came back. The whole point of that is that my power lasted 6 hours. My power lasted 6 hours. You could have put me to a lie detector test. I could have sworn on a stack of Bibles that I was never gonna drink again, that I was never gonna smoke weed again, that I was never gonna do drugs ever again. And I meant business. And 6 hours later, I was doing heroin again and drinking. So, I agree that I need another power. I didn't really have a big, higher power with a specific name or anything, but I could agree. So it was an agreement about the higher power. And the deal with coming to believe in a higher power, some people use God, good, orderly direction. We're just going to take some direction now. That's all I took. I surrendered to my sponsor. I surrendered to AA. I surrendered to the 12-step process. Group of drunks, good, orderly direction. God, because I had a problem with the whole God thing. So I didn't have a specific higher power, but I was willing to take direction. And by taking direction, it says we come to believe, we came to believe by taking the direction and moving forward through this stuff and doing step 2. I came to believe through the process, and something happened to me during those steps. I'm going to give you an analogy about step 2. Let's say you're rolling through life, doing whatever you're doing, and this is 2 years ago, and this guy comes up to you and says, I see something in you. I see some potential here. You know what? It turns out he comes over to you and he says, you know what? I'm a manager. I manage people's lives. And I see something special in you, but you have to sign up for 2 years. And you need to do everything I tell you to do. And we are gonna see things, go places. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. You are so stoked that I came into your life right now. But I need you to sign the contract. I mean, you're not doing nothing anyway, but I need you to sign the contract, and it's 2-year contract. So you go, okay, yeah, that sounds amazing. So you sign this contract for 2 years. And then the manager tells you, okay, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to snort this line. I want you to take those freaking pills. I want you to go lie to your mom and your dad and tell them that you're somewhere else. I want you to go cheat on your spouse. I want you to go yell at your kids. I want you to get in the backseat of this cop car. I want you to abandon here. I want you to spend 3 weeks out in this city. I want you to do this, do that, do this, go here, drive drunk, go to the bar, drink. I want you to do that. I want you to pass out on the curb. And you do everything this manager tells you to do for 2 freaking years. And then at the end of it all, you're walking into detox. You're lost, broken, confused. Your whole family can't stand you, or they're crying themselves to sleep because they're so worried about you. Now, the manager's coming up to you and he's like, woo, hey partner, hey, I am so, oh my God, those 2 years, there was a lot of unforeseen circumstances that happened. Like, I know it didn't go as planned, but woo, we got blindsided by a few things. But listen, okay, it turns out today, I got to renew my contract. But this time, I'm telling you that we've learned a lot over the last 2 years about this relationship. We've learned a lot about ourselves, and I promise you these next 2 years are gonna be extraordinary. I promise you. I need you to sign for 2 more years. Just 2 more years. I got this. Don't trip. I can figure it out. Are you going to sign up for 2 more years? You're the manager. You did everything you told yourself to do. Even when you didn't want to, you did it anyway. I had to fire the manager. I believed that my power was me making these decisions, and it ended in brutal failure. I could not stop drinking no matter how many times I promised. I could not stop using no matter how many times I promised. I could not keep my word for shit. Just broke the promises left and right. So I fired the manager and I allowed a sponsor to guide me, to do whatever he told me to do, because that guy, I could tell, cares about me, because he doesn't want my 2 bowls of nothing. He's not charging me by the hour. He's just showing up and taking my calls because he wants me to get better. Okay. I felt better with his ideas than mine. So he guided me this group of drunks, this good orderly direction guided me into a higher power. That was just the beginning. So step 2 is just an agreement that my power is not working and I need a different power. And whatever that power is, and I could clearly see that some weird juice was working in these people that were doomed like me, and I could see that they're happy. And I'm like, there's something happening with you guys, that you're tapped into some other power, something that's allowing you to overcome this addiction problem. So that was step 2. And here's another thing, insanity. Insanity, yes. The one definition is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Yes, that's insanity. But the deal is being alcoholic and being an addict, the deal is we would like to think, at least I would like to think I'm kind of smart. So I'm doing the same thing over and over again, but I think I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm not on probation or parole anymore. I can drink. I'm not doing hard drugs. I can drink. I'm not shooting heroin anymore. I can smoke a little heroin here and there. I'm doing it different. I've got a job now. I can party on the weekends. Weed is legal now. I always think somehow, some way, I'm doing it a little bit different. But the truth is that I am going through stuff and I'm taking stuff to help me through those things. And as long as I'm taking something to help me through these emotional weird shit, I'm still relying upon a substance and it's still screwing me over and over and over again. That's insanity, because I keep getting the same results. Even if I start taking Adderall medication and then do a little bit of speed with it and then Xanax and and then I start abusing all this stuff and I got a pain in my foot and I start abusing Norcos. I'm doing it different. I'm doing it with a prescription from the doctor. I think I'm doing stuff different and I'm taking all this stuff because I can't deal with my feelings inside. And I always get the same result. Utter, pitiful, and incomprehensible demoralization, lost, broken, confused, angry, upset, blaming people, just a big old victim of people, big old victim of the world. The world is screwing me, it's not me. And I always end up in the same place, lost. I never wanted to be a big old failure, but I kept becoming a big old failure. Restore us to sanity. Restore. Restore means that there was a time in your life that you were sane. There was a time in my life that I was sane. And to explain to you the restoration, recovery means that we're recovering something. We're recovering our sanity. We're recovering our spiritual energy. The best way that I could explain this to you guys is how I feel today. How I feel like a kid again. Life is abundant and wonderful, and I laugh all the time at ridiculous stuff, and I could be engrossed in the line at 7-Eleven getting a freaking Slurpee that I haven't had in 5 years, and it's just like, that is so cold, and I love these Slurpees. Like, I go into Starbucks and feel like a kid, and look at all the stuff and that's how I feel, because it's restored my spiritual energy. It's restored me to sanity. It's restored me into a place that I know now that if I take any mind-altering substance that messes with my head, it's gonna screw me. I see it as freaking fire, clear as day. I have no desire to put my hand in the fire At all. Nope, it's hot. It's going to screw me and burn me. I'm good. Like, I don't sit there and look at like heroin or meth or drugs or alcohol as like, gosh, that would be nice. Think of the feeling. No. It says in our book that we come act in a place of safety, neutrality, where we can see other people drinking. Great, drink some more. Great, have a good time. Family members drinking at Thanksgiving, toss me a beer. Great, I don't want a beer. I feel like a kid. I didn't need substances as a child to have a good time riding my bike, building a fort, going to the fishing. I didn't need substances to have a good time hanging out with my grandfather. I didn't need anything. I didn't even need toys to have a good time. I used my imagination. This is sanity. Sanity. Seeing and feeling who I am and what I get to do with this place called life. That's sane. Insanity is being whatever age you are and devastating failure or messing with something that has the potential to kill you. Russian roulette is fentanyl. Getting in the car when you've been drinking all day. Leaving the bar at 2 a.m. Leaving the bar at 2 a.m. when you've been drinking all night. Putting a seatbelt on your children and getting in the car and driving them to school when you're wasted. This is insanity. Signing something at work saying that I won't freaking be at this job if I'm intoxicated, and showing up there intoxicated every day, about to get fired if they find out, and you will lose your well-being and your whole livelihood that supports you and your family just because you want to get high before work. This is insanity, especially if it's happened a lot. If there's been devastating consequences based upon your using and drinking, and it's been over and over and over again, and then we still have the desire to consume those substances, this is insanity. Yet the rationalizing mind will think, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. I'm at the beach. I'm gonna be careful right now. No big deal. So now I'm not even gonna play that game. Because there's something pathological inside called the disease that will rationalize everything. And that's the power that we're under. We're under this power that has taken everything from us. It's taken our dignity, taken our joy, taken our laughter, taken our light. It has taken everything from us. That's why when we come in, the power that we're under is very weak, because there's a negative power that's just holding us down. So step 2, in its shortest, is recognizing you need another power to flow under, even if that's good advice from people, as long as it's not your power. Because your power, my power on my own, has proven failure time and time again. That we can't stop messing with something that's destroying our lives. And even all the good ideas, all the wonderful ideas I've had, turned out to fail also. So I had to surrender. And surrender is, I agree, I need another power. And in that agreement is, please show me, because I can't find it within myself. Step 2, and get restored to sanity. One analogy of this is if you look at it as gas in your vehicle. The gas in your vehicle that you're running on right now sputters. It's like 60 octane, which is not good gas. It's like motor oil. And you're running on that and it keeps sputtering out, but farting down the road. So if I tell you that the gas you're operating under, it's not doing very well, is it? Nope. So what you need is 90 octane. Do you agree? Because 90 octane will run way cleaner in that car of yours and will get you from here to Seattle. Do you agree? Yes. That's it in its simplest. All right, you guys. Hey, so that's step 2. It's just a simple agreement. It's just recognizing, hey, I need something else. I'll follow your lead. Please show me, guide me, convince me, suggest to me, and I'm down to do it, because what we're operating under is just pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization every time. So if you're at that spot, bam, step 2, agree. All right, I'm down. That's it, and we'll see you guys next time on step 3. Boom.